There are sounds in this world and beyond that are not meant for our ears. Sounds that echo from the edges of reality, whispers of the forgotten, of the dead, and the infinite. Each of these recordings carries more than a note, a pulse, or a scream. They carry a fragment of something older than us, something that lingers when the lights go out, something that asks us to listen closely and to pay attention to what they are. So before you settle in, grab your headphones, pull your blanket tight, and above all, leave the light on. In 1903, Alessandro Moreschi, the last of the Castrati, prepared for performance of Ave Maria. His voice, captured in the only known recording of its kind, would haunt the world for generations. A fragment of a practice long abandoned, yet never forgotten. Castrati were a product of a time when mutilation was sanctioned in the name of art and innocence. From the 16th to the early 19th century, young boys were castrated to preserve their unbroken, angelic voices. Those who survived the procedure bore the physical markers of a life altered. Elongated limbs, a barrel-shaped chest, voices that could soar beyond expectation, yet social bonds in ordinary life were denied to them. They were instruments first, humans second. Their existence a blend of wonder and tragedy. When listening to Moreschi's Ave Maria, it is impossible not to feel the duality of beauty and despair intertwined in his voice. The high, pure tones rise with ethereal clarity, trembling as if unsure of their own existence, while the lower undertones hint at a life of isolation, longing, and loss. There's no other sound like it, no voice, no song, no recording can evoke both awe and a creeping sense of unease the way this one does. Listen closely. Those who have heard the recording report an uncanny sensation. The feeling of a presence just beyond perception, as though the sound itself carries the weight of countless silenced lives. Some claim that the voice seems to linger after the music stops, echoing faintly in empty rooms. A ghostly reminder that the pursuit of perfection often comes at the cost of humanity. Historians and musicologists struggle to describe what they hear. Some speak of innocence, others anguish. Some sense an echo that time itself cannot contain, a whisper of lost souls woven into the fabric of the recording. In Moreschi's voice, beauty and horror coexist. A warning that what we create in the name of art may carry shadows deeper than we ever intended. Alessandro passed away in 1922, taking the tradition of the castrati with him, yet within this recording, the sound remains. A voice suspended between worlds, both a miracle and a memorial, haunting all who dare to listen. It reminds us that perfection has a price, and sometimes, the most beautiful sounds are forged from the deepest sorrow. In 1999, a mysterious sound echoed from 50 miles beneath the Atlantic. Lovingly named Julia, it was recorded by NOAA researchers. Julia is described as a deep, otherworldly pulse, a rhythm so alien it defies explanation. But it also sounds so familiar, like a woman you know humming a song that has been playing all day. Its eerie familiarity and mystery have baffled scientists since its discovery. Experts remain unsure of its origin, but have many theories about what the sound could potentially be. Tectonic activity, ice quakes, an undiscovered species, or something else entirely. One thing is certain: its sound, low and resonant, is as close as we may come to hearing the ocean speak in a voice older than time itself. Those who have listened to Julia describe a physical sensation, as though the ocean itself vibrates inside you. But there is something stranger still. Recordings reveal subtle harmonics, almost too faint to notice, that seem to shift as if responding to the listener. Some researchers claim that, when slowed down, Julia's pulse contained a structure resembling a human voice. Not speech, not words, but cadence, a call. Listen closely. Let Julia speak to you. No known creature could produce such depth of tone, nor sustain it for the duration recorded. And yet, deep in the spectrogram, there are patterns, recurring, almost deliberate. Some liken them to whale songs, distorted beyond recognition. Others to an underwater signal meant for no human ear. It's a sound that feels alive, conscious, and entirely indifferent to human life. A haunting reminder of the ocean's unknowable depths. The sea keeps its secrets well. It has buried civilizations, swallowed fleets, and silenced every voice that dares to linger too long in its depths. It's a reminder of our vulnerability, how small we really are in a world we cannot fully understand. If anything can be taken from Julia, let it be this: some voices, from the deep or beyond, are best approached with caution. In the hands of the Aztecs, the death whistle was more than an instrument. It was a psychological weapon, the sound of death itself. When blown, it produced a high-pitched, bone-chilling shriek, mimicking the scream of a dying human. Its sound could terrify enemies and sacrifices alike, echoing a scream so unnatural it haunts the psyche even centuries later. Close your eyes and imagine it. The echo of terror, centuries old, reverberates through the night. Before you can react, before you can even understand what is about to happen, it is already too late. Listen closely. This sound wasn't only used for battle, for striking fear into the hearts of enemies. Archaeologists believe the whistle was used during ceremonies as well as on the battlefield, amplifying fear and summoning the attention of the gods. The Aztecs were known for their sacrificial rituals, and many archaeologists believe the death whistle was played in the moments before a heart was offered to the sun. To the Aztecs, sound itself had power. It could cross worlds, from the realm of the living to the underworld. The whistle's shriek may have been a key, opening the path for the soul's journey into the afterlife. But some historians whisper that the sound wasn't meant to guide the dead. It was meant to summon something waiting for them. Those who have held the replicas say that blowing into one leaves you trembling, as if the air itself resists the note. A vibration passes through the chest, primal and ancient. The sound doesn't just pierce the ear, it grips the spine, forcing the listener to remember what fear really feels like. Today, the shriek resonates with the same primal terror as it did for ancient warriors. It cuts through rational thought, triggering instinctual dread, the kind buried deep in the human mind, left over from when the dark was full of eyes. It reminds us that some sounds, no matter how far removed in time, still have power over our deepest instincts. April 24th, 1967. Cosmonaut Vladmir Komarov's final moments aboard Soyuz 1 were transmitted back to Earth. His voice, calm, but laced with apprehension, speaks across the void. Minutes later, the capsule plunged to its fatal descent. Officially, it was a tragic accident, an unforeseen miscalculation. But those who knew the mission's truth spoke of something darker. The spacecraft was failing even before liftoff. Wires were exposed, systems unreliable, and its parachutes, the very mechanism meant to save his life, were faulty. Komarov knew, yet he refused to let Yuri Gagarin take his place. Listening to his last words, you can feel the weight of human fragility. You can hear nothing but the calm anger of a man who was face to face with death. A voice cut short by destiny, leaving behind only the haunting echo of mortality. Listen closely. As the capsule re-entered the atmosphere, recordings captured static, fire, and a voice that wavered between fury and acceptance. "I'm burning," he said, words that vanished into the noise. Some reports claim he sang quietly to himself in his final moments, an unverified detail that only deepens the ache of the story. For decades, Komarov's transmission has been revisited, analyzed, and replayed. It's more than history. It's a meditation on courage and inevitability. His calm yet anxious voice, speaking from the void, carries the raw vulnerability of a life on the brink. Each word is a fragile thread between existence and oblivion, and listening to it evokes the stark, unbearable loneliness of being utterly alone with one's fate. Some audio engineers claim there's a faint hum in the background of the tape, a rhythmic pulse that doesn't match any known frequency. Perhaps an artifact of interference, or perhaps the echo of the cosmos itself, listening back. His voice reminds us that even in the void of space, where silence should reign, humanity finds a way to leave its mark, a whisper in the dark, carried endlessly through the stars. Did you know that Saturn sings? Not in music, but in a symphony of cosmic energy. Captured by the Cassini spacecraft, these electromagnetic vibrations reveal a haunting soundscape. Waves, pulses, echoes. A song from the void, billions of miles away. Some say it's beautiful, others unsettling. Listen closely. Astronomers believe the vibrations are caused by interactions between Saturn's magnetic field and its charged particles. But science cannot explain why the result feels so human. The eerie pulses resonate with imagination, conjuring a sense of vastness, isolation, and the uneasy realization that even in the silence of space, there is a voice. When played through speakers, the sound produces strange interference. Low tones that seem to breathe, frequencies that shift like something alive. Engineers who process the recordings described a strange disquiet, an irrational urge to turn it off. Not fear exactly, but recognition, as though the sound was something not being heard, but remembered. Some speculate that these planetary voices are echoes from the formation of the solar system itself, a memory of creation encoded in the magnetic fields of ancient worlds. Others believe Saturn's song is part of a greater cosmic harmony, an invisible conversation we were never meant to join. It is said that when you listen long enough, the background hum begins to change. Patterns appear, tones overlap, and for the briefest moment, it almost sounds like breathing. The universe hums, sings, and warns, and somewhere in that infinite darkness, Saturn's voice continues to echo, calm, vast, and alive with secrets we may never be ready to understand. Across oceans, across centuries, across the endless dark between stars, some sounds refuse to die. They linger, they echo, they hum quietly beneath the noise of our world, waiting for someone to listen. The Last Castrati, a reminder of the tragedy of humans' hope of perfection. Juliet, a voice from the deep, older than memory, whispering from a world we will never touch. The death whistle, the cry of a mortal fear made eternal, a scream that bridges life and death. Komarov, a human voice burning through the static, carrying with it the raw truth of what it means to be alive. And Saturn, a planet's song, humming in frequencies beyond our comprehension, the voice of the cosmos itself. Each of these sounds exists on the same fragile thread, the line between what we know and what we fear to know. They remind us that sound is not just vibration, but memory. That every whisper, every cry, every echo is the universe remembering itself. The question is not whether we can hear them. The question is, should we? Because once you've listened, truly listened, something listens back. So when the night falls quiet, when the air feels too still, and you think you hear something, a tone, a hum, a voice, listen closely. They might be trying to tell you something. And above all, leave the light on.